Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm one of the nurses from the Chronic Pain Service. Today, this presentation is about nutrition and the importance of healthy eating when you have a chronic pain condition. The aims of the session is to give an understanding of the importance of healthy eating and the varied diet. We'll also talk about how deficiencies in nutrition may worsen the pain experience. Why is a healthy eating important? Well, we very much focus on a healthy diet in relation to a healthy weight. But we also know that a healthy diet can really improve our mood, our digestion, our immune system, our energy levels, and our overall health. But we also know that when we are having a bad pain day, we might not necessarily want to cook a healthy meal. So the NHS gives a definition of a healthy diet, and they talk about achieving and maintaining a healthy body weight and optimum levels of nutrients. I think it's important to recognise that these are two independent. Somebody can have a healthy body weight but not be receiving optimum levels of nutrients. The NHS also gives us this Eat Well guide, where it talks about a healthy diet being made up of 3 components. One section is our fruit and veg, one section is our carbohydrates, and the third section is made up of our protein, dairy, and oils and spreads. So this talks about a plate, but this can be a plate that's eaten over the course of a day, but how much of each food group we should be looking to eat. And unfortunately, our sweet food, chocolate, is not included in this plate because these should be less often and in small amounts. We also talk about the importance of nutrition and having drinks that are not going to contain high fat and sugar for us. On this slide is also about labelling, that we have the traffic light system on labels to give us an idea of how much fat, salt and sugar is available in the foods that we're eating, with green being the best, orange higher amounts and then red for the highest amounts. So the first vitamin we're going to talk about is vitamin D. This is important for the regulation of calcium and phosphate in the body. We can get vitamin D either through sunlight or through diet. Here in the UK, it is harder to get vitamin D through the sunlight in the winter months, and so we need to get it through the diet. The NHS does recommend that adults should consider taking a supplement during winter months. And we also know that people that are deficient in vitamin D can have musculoskeletal pain. The amounts of food that contain vitamin D is also quite limited. So that is oily fish, canned tuna and sardines, milk and orange juice that has been added to, and egg yolks. So folic acid and B vitamins, these are essential for our healthy red blood cells. They're also important for the cell and structure of our nervous system. The folic acid also lowers the level of one of our amino acids, homocysteine, which high levels are linked to cardiovascular disease. There's also some evidence that high levels are linked to depression. Vitamin B deficiency is more common in vegetarians and as people get older due to the absorption. But people that are deficient in these vitamins can have extreme tiredness, pins and needles, muscle weakness, irritability, insomnia, depression and forgetfulness. So as so many of these are linked to chronic pain as well, we really don't want to add to them by being deficient in these vitamins. So we can get our folic acid through our green leafy veg, our brown rice, our peas, oranges, bananas and fortified cereals. Our vitamin B12 we can get from our meat, fish, milk, cheese, eggs, yeast extracts, and again cereals that it's been added to. Vitamin C, we need this for the normal function and structure of our skin, blood vessels, bones and cartilage. It also helps with wound healing. It's also got antioxidant properties. Deficiencies in vitamin C can cause weakness and aching in joints and muscles. It cannot be stored in the body, so therefore we need to make sure that we eat something in the diet that has vitamin C in each day. And we can get this through our oranges and orange juice, red and green peppers, strawberries, black currants, broccoli, Brussels sprouts and potatoes. Magnesium is another mineral and it's important for the muscle and nerve function. So again, about keeping our muscles and nerves in the best possible health in order to not exacerbate our pain conditions. We can get magnesium from green leafy vegetables, nuts, bread, brown rice, fish, meat and dairy products. So protein, as much as we understand that it's very important for growth and repair, the building blocks of protein are amino acids. There are 20 of these, but 8 are what's called essential, as we are unable to produce it ourselves in the body. And we need to get the protein from different sources of food to get the full amount of these amino acids. One amino acid, tryptophan, produces serotonin, which is a chemical linked to our mood, and melatonin, which affects our sleep. So they really do have a big impact on our general health. A lot of food that are high in protein can also be high in the saturated fat. So that's meat, fish, seafood, eggs, dairy, pulses, beans, grains, nuts and cereals. So we may need to try and think about having leaner cuts of meat, the low fat variety of the dairy. So we do need fat as part of our diet. It helps us absorb some vitamins, including A, D and E. But too much fat, especially saturated fat, can increase our cholesterol. So when we talk about unsaturated fat, it's then divided into monounsaturated or polyunsaturated. Polyunsaturated is then omega-3 or omega-6. People talk about the Mediterranean diet or an anti-inflammatory diet, and this is about increasing omega-3 by having oily fish and trying to reduce the omega-6 and the saturated fats, as these are thought to help with reducing inflammation. The body can't reduce the omega-3 and 6, but they are important for the formation of the cells in our nervous tissue. So when we think back to our healthy plate, 1/3 of it is the carbohydrate, and this is what gives us our energy. But it also provides fibre, calcium, iron and our B vitamins. We can either get it through sugar or from our starchy foods. Here in the UK, we are recommended to have 30 grams of free sugar that is added to food. So that is not sugar that's naturally found in our milk, fruit and vegetables. But we do tend to have on average 2 to 3 times that amount. When we're having sugar, it can increase our sugar levels in our body, and peaks and troughs of our sugar levels can have an impact on our mood and our energy levels. So what we want to try and do is have carbohydrates that are more complex, that are going to release the energy slowly. These also contain more nutrients and they make us feel fuller for longer. So these things include whole grain pasta, cereals, brown rice, wholemeal bread and whole oats. So in summary, we can see how important eating our fruit and veggies, and we talk about eating a rainbow of fruit and vegetables, and then that gives us the variety of vitamins that we need daily. We've also talked about the importance of proteins and getting them from a range of sources, so we're able to get all of our essential amino acids. But also the importance of trying to choose low fat options, and then maybe increasing our good fat intake, so the omega-3 and the unsaturated fats. If we're able to keep our blood sugar stable, this can have a big impact on our mood. And we can do this by avoiding our processed foods, which also have little nutritional value. I think this is about making small changes, but hopefully a better understanding of the importance of all the nutrients can have a big impact on how you feel. Thank you very much for listening.